Hey, welcome to. Oh, I like that. The Embrace Your Alter Ego, Unleashing Your Hidden Identity Within. I am James, and this is your BeBOLD Hour. I am stoked to be. I'm excited to be going through Alter Ego. I'll be honest, we got a lot of fun stuff tonight. I am. Oh man. There we go. Trying to monitor the feed a little bit there. Here we go. So, welcome to the BeBOLD Hour. Tonight, we're going to be talking about embracing your alter ego, the ins and out of the alter ego, and what advantages understanding alter ego gives us when it comes to building relationships, maybe advancing your career, maybe it's in personal relationships, marriage, church, wherever it might be. Believe it or not, every single one of us probably has experienced an alter ego or has had an alter ego unknowingly, or maybe it's something you forgot that you did. In fact, it probably impacts all of us. So it's going to be kind of fun to talk about that and dive in. So with that, let's get started. We're diving into this fascinating topic, and it's like a secret identity, right? An alter ego is something you can tap into to be the best version of yourself in any situations. Have you ever wondered what it takes to unleash your inner superhero, your superstar? Well, that is what we're going to be talking about tonight. Before we dive in, as always with the Belief Hero, we want to talk about both sides of the coin. In other words, we have a healthy side of the coin and we have an unhealthy side of the coin. So if we're going to talk about alter ego, we want to talk about the healthy self-image. We want to talk about the healthy external communications that can come from a healthy discussion, investigation, a dive into alter ego and its benefits so that we don't pick up the negative side or accidentally brush over the negative side or not be able to use alter ego to get rid of the negative side. So diving into that, the first part, side A, the healthy, where alter ego can break us free of the past, let go of bad ideas, bad thinking, maybe even bad alter egos we never intended to create. So I don't know, alter ego, a great example of something where an alter ego could creep up is, oh man, dating. People build alter egos when they date. People build alter egos all the time. You get a little affirmation for something and you go, oh, that felt good. Yeah, that is me. Or we have a negative affirmation that goes, oh, well, you always look grumpy. You're always grumpy. You're always grumpy. And pretty soon that sticks. And believe it or not, that's the beginning to an alter ego. It is an internal dialogue that starts to shape how we see things, how we interact with things. That is why this is such a big deal. So continuing on, we want to create healthy alter egos. We want to take the healthy side and help us build self-confidence. We want to work on our self-esteem, and we want to be able to do new and big, bold things. Alter egos make us much more effective in relationships like family, marriage, kids, or places such as work, church, or anywhere we might run into somebody else, another human being. So with that, the negative side, the unhealthy side. So this is a side we want to avoid. So we don't want to build an alter ego to escape. Okay, we don't want to use alter ego to dissociate, and we don't want to use alter ego as a dialogue to avoid who we really are. So there's authenticity built into this in its healthy sense that we want to utilize. So we want to be honest and we want to attack, challenge, and get rid of whatever it takes to break the negatives. I was going to say the bondage of the negative thinking. I was just thinking through that. We want to break that with alter ego. But we can't let alter ego be an escape. Alter ego can't be an excuse to have bad behavior. So remember, your alter ego is not an escape from reality, but an enhancement of who you truly are. It's about integrating all the aspects of your identity and allowing yourself to shine brightly. And I think one of the first things that comes up is, well, is this going to lead to a false idea of who I am, or is this going to lead to something that is fake about myself? And I would answer that with absolutely not. A healthy look at alter egos will not create an inauthentic version of you. It is about finding the authentic version of you. If we build an inauthentic version of ourselves, then we leave ourselves open to all of the negative things, right? We're not good enough. We become insecure with maybe the successes we have, and we can look to a lot of probably rock stars, things like that. I mean, those are easy to pick on, but they are true examples, correct? Of somebody that gets fame, but they were not authentic. You know, the street term, they didn't know where they came from, right? We know this about ourselves. Alter ego is really a great way of diving into that. So, investigating our alter ego, it's paramount in our journey of self-discovery, personal growth. So all of those things are here. We gain, if you're age-wise, you might be thinking, well, what do I care about alter ego? I want to touch on this because it's a big deal. A younger person, you're going to be looking at alter ego as a way of self-expression. Somebody who's older might be looking for relevance. How do I take my experiences in those things and use those to be relevant and important in a healthy sense to a new generation, a younger generation, even myself, where I'm at? All of those things are a part of alter ego. So any age group can use alter ego. So investigating alter egos, it's paramount. Understanding the concept of alter ego allows us to better empathize with others and be more compassionate. So there again, we are not building inauthentic versions of ourselves. We're not building inauthentic ideas of ourselves. We're building authentic. So in that, we could not be compassionate and we could not be empathetic if we are inauthentic ourselves, correct? So this process we will use, we'll approach building a healthy life. That is the whole purpose of the Belief Hero, is we want to build joy. We want to build a happy life. We want to build components into our life that bring us joy and deeper relationships. In essence, investigating alter egos is a transformative journey. So it's going to take some time and a deeper understanding of ourselves. So we're going to self-evaluation. Here are both sides of that journey. Let's get started. And I just want to touch on this. Last week we did perfectionism. We lead out of perfectionism with all the false ideas of who we are and why we do things. We talked about that high achiever versus flipping to the other side of the coin, and then being a perfectionist and the negative sides that can bring, the side effects, the ripple effects in our lives. When we look at alter ego, it really starts to dive in and go, well, why are you on the perfectionist side versus the high achiever side? So following last week, if you followed last week with perfectionism, that is why alter ego is this week, and that is why it is important. It is that self-evaluation to keep us in a balanced and really a healthy lifestyle. So here we go. All right, so the question I'm going to pose for you first, I want to get some interaction, is have you ever faced a situation where you wished you could have summoned more confidence? Have you ever faced a situation where you wished you could have summoned more confidence? Do you admire people who seem fearless or maybe unstoppable? Have you ever wanted to step into a different role or a different mindset to overcome challenges? That's what we're going to kind of explore tonight. So think about those things. If you're watching, put something in the chat, say, yes, I have. Maybe make a comment about a place you've been, a time that's happened to you. I guess another way of saying that is, you ever kind of like a situation's past and maybe you go, oh, I should have interacted there, but you didn't. It's kind of like you're watching this whole thing kind of go down third person. You're like, oh, I should have acted. That is an example of where alter ego could have played out. So where do you want your alter ego to play? This is kind of like the idea of alter ego isn't us. It's a version of us, but it's not truly us. And we'll kind of dive into what that means. So what is one area of your life currently that seems to have maybe an unpassable barrier? Maybe it's a place of pain, a place of pain. Not just my speaking pain, but in pain in your life. Or do you have a place of opportunity that you're thinking about? A place you want to make change? Write that down now. That is really, really important. Where is the alter ego going to play? I use the word alter ego and this idea of going to play, to put this alter ego on the field. It gives me a little bit of a balance between that alter ego isn't me, but they're going to do a job. We're filtering out maybe things to perform there at its highest potential. So put that in the comments. Do you have a place that you want or a place or idea of where you would want your alter ego to play. Those pain places, those impassable barriers, somewhere you've been stuck. Maybe there's something you've been stuck on for a long time, not able to get the success, get the motion, the momentum you've wanted in a long time. And that is what we're talking about. Alter ego feeling. Man, we gotta have we have feelings that push this alter ego idea into motion. So what does your current internal dialogue sound like? This is kind of where you want to go with this next, is this internal side. Do you have an overuse of any of these? Starting sentences, stopping sentences, continuing sentences, less of sentences, more of sentences? Do you have an area of your life where you constantly say, I want to stop eating unhealthy. I want to stop drinking. Do you say, I want to start working out, or I want to eat more vegetables? Do you say, I want to continue working out? I want to continue working out, or continue having weekly meetings. So you're using these statements of, well, I really want to do this. I really want to do that. You see where I'm going with that? Do you want to watch less TV? Do you want to have less stress? Then the more sentences, maybe you want more. I want to read more. I want to hang with my friends more. Can you make a list of feeling statements right now? If you have feeling statements, add them to the chat as we're going through. What are some feeling statements right now? So your alter ego, it's going to play in the place we mentioned before, but it's going to help us with these feeling sentences. So the James might say, hey, I want to stop eating unhealthy. The alter ego doesn't ever eat unhealthy. It doesn't buy into that negative or that ordinary dialogue that's in my head. We want to bump over the ordinary, like the rut, right? The alter ego isn't stuck in that rut. It isn't tied to anything. That's what the alter ego, and then suddenly we like get past that rut, and then we don't need the alter ego anymore. So make a list of maybe feeling statements, write those down. If you're on, put them in the chat. Where is our pain point or opportunity? So here's the other side. Here's the motivator with our alter ego. We want to stop experiencing, stop getting what as a result, or stop getting what as an outcome. Maybe we want to experience what less. Maybe we want to get less of something else. And in this exercise, senses, hear, see, touch, smell, etc. What are some things that you would like to get more of, or maybe things that you would like to get less of? These are the pain points, the opportunities. Something I'd like to have more of. I'd like to experience more of this. I'd like to have less of this. I'd like to experience more people telling me I'm super friendly. I'd like to have less people telling me that I have RBF. Okay, that's a great place to start, because the more people that tell you have RBF, pretty soon your face can be stuck that way, even if you don't want it to, because you just think you do. So pretty soon you do. You forget to smile. You simply forget to smile. That's it. So here are some examples of the senses. Experience less late work. Maybe you want to stop seeing a decline in sales. Maybe you want to hear less complaints about X. RBF, that's perfect. I made that up on the fly, but it fits in. Stop seeing my day wasted on social media. Maybe your alter ego doesn't have social media. So he's like, phones are dumb. Maybe he doesn't have any ears, so he can't use it. I don't know. Stop living where I'm at. Oh man, that's deep. Maybe you just feel so stuck where you're at. You're like, I just need something to push me out of my rut. I don't want to live here. Maybe you want to have less loss. Maybe you want to eat less. Maybe you want to hear less rejection. Maybe you want to make fewer bogeys on the golf course. Maybe you want to take less penalties on the field. Maybe you want to be, as an athlete, maybe you want to be able to hear criticism as challenge, right? Because we don't want to criticize. That's one of our key terms at the Belief Heroes. We don't criticize. We challenge. Maybe you hear everything as critique, and it's not. It's just challenge. Maybe that's one of the things. Maybe you want to spend less time on the bench. Maybe you want to spend less time on the computer. You just have to come back to the lives. You can spend less time on the computer, but you have to come back to here. Maybe you want to stop seeing your to-do list grow. Maybe I want to stop hearing myself say, get motivated. So I want you to write down as many of these as you can. These exercises are about writing down as many as you can, because what we're doing is we're plotting a course for that alter ego. And tonight we're just going to build a basic one. Tonight we're just going to have like an easy one. But the idea, the concepts, these are deep work. This is good stuff. There's no limit and there's no shame in whatever these are. The only rules are you must be honest. We have to be authentic, and we can't use this as an excuse for bad behavior. We want to hone in on what is our biggest pain or our biggest goal. Your alter ego has to be built on the right, or built, for the right job. So the emotional reasons for your hero. Did you catch what I did there? Did you catch what I did? No? I didn't say emotional reasons for your alter ego. I said emotional reasons for your hero. The Belief Hero is about helping people become heroes in their own lives. And I want you to think right now about how you're creating a belief hero. That right there, that's what I want you to think about. You're creating your own hero. Now, maybe, I hope that gets you excited, where you could be your own hero. That's the point of everything we're doing. What task would you have your hero go do? What person would you have your hero go talk to? So write down right now who it is, what it would be, what you would have your own hero go do. In the comments, if you have something you'd have your hero do, put it in the comments. I need a hero for X. That's great stuff. Now, maybe you don't feel like you're a hero or you could ever be a hero just yet. And that's perfect. You're not alone. So we're going to keep going, but I hope you get a glimpse of the purpose for what we're doing here. So next part is understanding alter egos. Alter ego is really just a persona. It's a character. And what we want to use that character for, the idea of the character, is to unlock specific qualities within ourselves. Think of it as your secret weapon or your personal growth. Now, so here's an example. People will be like, well, that's all hocus pocus. Okay, so I have these friends that have a business, and they did exceptionally well their first year or their first month. They did so many sales their first month, like it was insane. Okay, because they had no idea how much sales was good, so they just like sold a ton. And then the next month, somebody told them, well, that was a lot. They told them how much it was. The next month, they did like a tenth of that. See, there was no restriction on their thinking. They just went, hey, we're gonna go do sales, share pants. It's amazing. It's absolutely awesome. We'll have to have them on the podcast and have them tell the story, because it's great. It ties into they had no restrictions. And so this persona we're creating, this is why it is not inauthentic, isn't tied to some of those things that are holding us back. It gives us an idea to go, if I wasn't tied to that, if I wasn't maybe restricted by that or held back by that, I might be able to go do this. And if we can create somebody in our head that can go do that, but we're the ones that are actually doing it, it is us doing it. So think of it as your secret weapon for personal growth, authenticness, and success. So here's some examples. I didn't know this until I started researching it. Beyonce, of all people, has a alter ego named Sasha Fierce. She was so afraid to get on stage, she had to create Sasha Fierce to get on stage. That's pretty cool, because she is a top performer, right? Obviously not somebody that should be afraid of crowds, not somebody you would identify as being introverted or maybe shy by any means, but she was. And she had to have Sasha to go on stage. And the whole story is pretty cool, because one day she realized she was on stage, she did a whole show, and Sasha never showed up. She didn't have to put Sasha on. She didn't have to put Sasha on stage. Pretty incredible. So she outgrew Sasha, and that's what we want to do. We want to build these alter egos in a way that they're authentic, they're us, so that we can outgrow them. That is part of the authenticness of it. So I want you to Tony Stark. That's another example. My favorite one is Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson had an alter ego. It was Jason. He will tell you he never played a down of football. It was Jason, the serial killer from Friday the 13th. He was watching a movie, and Jason was on, and he was just so entranced by how cool, calm, collected Jason was. He decided to put Jason on every time he went on the field. That's an incredible use of an alter ego. probably one of the reasons he was so successful is he never got tied to the success. Like in his own like way of doing that, separated himself from the draw, the hunger of the success and the fame. Probably was a huge advantage to him. Next part is the power of visualization. So we know we're going to have an alter ego. We know where our pain points are. We know where our emotions are at for it. We know where our hero would like to go, or the field we'd like him to play on. We want to visualize next, the power of this. So visualization is the key tool in developing your alter ego. It's about vividly imagining who you want to be. So close your eyes for a moment and just recall a time when you felt incredibly confident or assertive. So we want to think about a time that we are incredibly confident or incredibly assertive. So picture that in detail. Now imagine yourself in that moment. What did you look like? How did you carry yourself? Those feelings of how it felt to be in that moment. Visualization helps you tap into those empowering emotions and traits. Every single one of us can get on stage and talk to a group of people. But we have to get in an emotional place where we can do that, where we are past our fears so that our speaking abilities can then take over and do the job they need to do. Next part is choosing your alter ego. So now we're getting into the fun stuff. So really quick, we have our pain points. We have the place we want our alter ego to go play. We have the idea of where we would like our hero to go be. And then we have some ideas of things that we would like to stop happening. We'd like to have our homework not as late. We'd like to have less late homework. I don't even know the English language anymore. Now we want to choose an alter ego. Now tonight, because we're just touching the surface of alter ego, the first step in the journey is choosing who this alter ego is going to be. So we want to start identifying qualities or traits you want to enhance, that inspire you. So maybe something that inspires you. So I have a real fear of being on stage. So what would be one of the traits of my alter ego? Super confident. Doesn't get rattled by stuff. So I can get up in front of people, but when things start to go south, my brain just starts short circuit. Like if there's a plan, we're going to do the plan. That's great. But I get really freaked out when everything goes south and it goes into ad-lib mode and I don't know what to expect. So if I was going to build an alter ego for that, I'd be like, well, somebody that just doesn't get rattled. That would be a trait of my alter ego. Somebody that just, when somebody says something snotty, just can go, oh, thanks, and like laugh it off like you don't even understand that they just insulted you. That would be a trait to an alter ego. So who's your favorite fictional character? A real life model that embodies those qualities. Put it in the chat. Who are some people you can think of that is a role model of yours, maybe that embodies those qualities? Take a moment to think about it. So we're going to use some of this inspiration for you to shape your alter ego. All right. Just write down a few. It doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be a lot, but you get the idea, right? So you want to walk through this step. Let's get creative. Give your alter ego a name. Describe their appearance, their style. That's a good one. How they carry themselves, what strengths, what values define them. It's a big deal. So what we're doing is we are giving our alter ego a little bit of an identity. Just a little bit of an identity. We want to have an alter ego that's us. So how would you dress if you were super confident on stage versus how you would dress if you weren't confident on stage? I guarantee you there's a difference, right? So how would you dress if you were going to feel super confident? Right? So here's an example. What about confidence Carla? Right? You don't have a lot of confidence. Maybe you never feel like you have the right thing to say. Right? So like every time I'm in a conversation, somebody brings something up, I just kind of freeze. I don't know what to say. So confidence Carla. She's sharp. She's poised. She exudes an unwavering self-assuredness. Visualizing her can help you summon the confidence when needed. That's a pretty cool thing. Building confidence through your alter ego. So it's like the confidence booster pack. Do you hear that? So somebody that doesn't feel really, really confident can become confident. Carla, right? Do you hear how that works? Your alter ego is that confidence booster pack. You step into their shoes, you adopt their qualities and their confidence. So here we're going to illustrate that a little bit. Imagine walking into a room for a crucial job interview, and with your alter ego's confidence, you feel like you're unstoppable. You feel like you're the hero of your own story. Ever remember a moment when you didn't make an ask? Or do you remember a time that you didn't take a shot? Or putting your words on paper? Or maybe flipping on the camera? Do you ever remember a time that you didn't do those things? Well, that's the confidence, the unstoppable hero story that's supposed to come from your alter ego. Some practical steps next to activate your ego, okay? Alter ego. Create a symbol or a token that represents your alter ego. That is, a lot of people use that. It's a necklace or something. They kind of like put it on. That's how they do it. Everyone's different. Use visualization techniques before challenging situations. So I can think about a show my wife and I do it. Watch, and the guy does, the main character does this. Visualize yourself as this person going through a challenging situation. So I am, I don't know, encouraging Elizabeth, and how would I go through that situation? And suddenly I start to give encouraging Elizabeth some different traits, some different personality components that help her go through that. Maybe you've never picked up the phone and called somebody and asked them if they want to buy your products. Well, Confident Carla will. Confident Carla is going to fill your back office with a PV, right? That's just a great example. My alter ego's trait would be confident in her body building despite life's obstacles. I love this. Oh man, can I put that on stage? I gotta put that on the screen. Can I put that on the screen? I love that. Chelsea's here tonight. Welcome, Chelsea. It's about a 30-second delay, so I'm gonna let her respond, make sure she's cool with that. Reading it there. So we want to create a symbol. We want to represent something that represents our alter ego. Maybe it's something we put on. Maybe it's a shirt. Maybe it's boots. Maybe it's some clothes. Create a visualization technique before challenging situations. That's awesome. Okay. Develop a mantra, a catchphrase to channel your alter ego's power instantly. So I'm going to read what Chelsea says here. I think I can click it. Oh, there you go. Can I move it? Oh man, I'm one of these days I'm gonna learn how to stream. It's gonna be incredible. My alter ego's trait would be confident in her bodybuilding despite its obstacles, and someone who rocks at videography and editing with the confidence she's more than good enough in today's tech. I love that. Okay, so we're gonna break that down really quick. This is great. So we have obstacles. Okay, so Chelsea's done the obstacles. She has the feelings about how those obstacles impact where she wants to go. Isn't that awesome? That's perfect. And her symbol is her rockin' mohawk, hands down, not being silly. You can be silly. It's totally fine. You can be totally silly. You can be silly. We can be silly. We never take ourselves too seriously. That is the terrible path. There's no joy down that path of not taking yourself too seriously. No, there's no joy of taking yourself too seriously. There's no joy down that path. Okay. Confident symbol is her rocking mohawk, and hands down, that's who she is. So here we have all of the things where you go, okay, I am in this mode of alter ego, and my alter ego is going to go do this. Love it. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So take a moment and brainstorm maybe some other symbols, some other techniques, some other mantras, some different things to make your alter ego personal. Okay? Because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put that alter ego to work. Okay? So here's what your alter ego needs to do with its rock and mohawk. Maybe not exactly, but it will be doing some of these, I'm sure. So, belief hero. I hate having my face on stuff. I have never put my face on anything. I have had the hugest issue with putting my face on anything. In fact, I've stayed off social media forever to my detriment because I hate having my face on stuff. I hate it. I just don't like. I don't like the attention of it. I've never liked the attention of it. I'll never like it. But in Belief Hero, I have a little statement on the corner that says, be bold. And it reminds me, A, to be bold, but B, it reminds me that's Belief Hero. He's cool with that. Leave him alone. He's got a job to do. Don't bother him. Don't take his face off. Don't you dare touch his face. So the mantra is just my signal of leave that guy alone. He's got a job to do. He's got a field to play on. He's on the field. He's doing the job that you asked him to do. Leave him alone. Take him water. So here are some ways that you want to think about putting that alter ego to work. So we talked about pains, not having homework done on time, late assignments, not being prepared for things. So here's where we're going to put your alter ego to work. Ask for one more sale. Maybe you're a creative person. Maybe you need to paint more. Maybe you want to act more confidently. Book more meetings. Walk with your head up. Maybe in conversations, you have a hard time just making eye contact. You want to make more eye contact. That's what your alter ego is going to do. Confidence, something C. Camilla. Confident Camilla. Maybe you want to just reach out to more people. Maybe you've been introverted and you're like, I just want to talk to people. I want to have the confidence to do that with a big voice, with an outdoor voice. Maybe you want to start cooking. Maybe you want to start writing. Maybe you want to start preparing for things better, planning ahead. Procrastination, perfectionism, all that's in here. Isn't that amazing? Isn't it cool how well alter ego follows perfectionism? I'm reading all these. I'm like, man, perfectionists, they struggle with so many of these things. Maybe you want to start playing an instrument. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how unmusically inclined you are. I'm a terrible musician. I love playing guitar. Do it. I just force myself to do it. Start planning my week or month ahead of time. I don't think we have to get crazy about it, but yeah, we could probably do that. Start making a daily list. That's a big one. That's huge in confidence. Start taking more shots, practice more, drink more water, say I love you more, smile more. Man, I'll tell you what. If you ever get stuck with an RBF image, that is a legit thing. Smiling Sammy. I've had to be smiling Sammy. I'm like, remember to smile, remember to smile, remember to smile. Everyone says you have RBF. So smile, remember to smile, remember to smile. Engage people with your eyeballs, smile. It's a legit thing. I don't want that. I don't want people to think that way. I don't have an RBF. They just said I did. And then I'm like, I do. And then all of a sudden I did. So launch more product offers. Meet teams more often. Attend more conferences. Man, I missed that one. Invest more money. Create more content. Start your online business. Okay, I think as a professionally speaking, those are all great. Okay, I think you can get that everywhere. A big part of the Belief Hero, though, is the internal work. So alter egos, what about cussing less? Value components. Okay, we want to think life value components. Success is great. Life value components are forever. They impact everything around us. Maybe you want to be home more. Maybe you want to have an alter ego that helps you deal with toxic relationships. That's a tough one. Maybe you want to face trauma, deal with pains or hurts. Maybe you just want to break an abuse cycle, a toxic internal dialogue. All of those things are great work for an alter ego. And suddenly we'll see ourselves surviving those situations. We're like, I can do that. And you don't need the alter ego anymore. Last thing we're going to cover here is overcoming challenges. Even athletes often struggle with feelings of judgment, worry, and criticism. So some of the things they use in overcoming the challenges, you'll need some of these. A meditation time where you spend time focused thinking, better instruction. So seek tools to be better at what you need to do. Time spent doing self-realization, even breathing techniques, imagery, visualization, skill development, routine building, goal setting. If it's really bad, therapy, that's a legit thing. All of these things help you overcome challenges. That's why perfectionism and alter ego are so important after each other. So you want to use your alter ego. So here's some more notes really quick. We want to start believing. We want to start expecting, start feeling, start valuing. So they're back into those planes of interaction with ourselves, right? Belief builds that momentum. We want to expect our alter ego to be able to go in the room and smile to people. We want to expect our alter ego to be go on stage in front of the whole building and do announcements or whatever it might be. Start valuing that version of the alter ego because it is a part of us. Believe more, expect more, value more. Continue believing, continue expecting, continue feeling, continue valuing. So we start action. We're going to start valuing action over perfection. It's a big one. It's a big one. It's a big, big, big one. We want to start feeling more confident. We want to start believing that we're capable. And we want to feel more enthusiastic. I love that. Feel more enthusiastic. Developing our ego can be a bit challenging at times. Some people worry about not being authentic. We've talked about that the whole evening. It is authentic because we're building it to be more dynamic in our relationships. We're building it to be more authentic. We're doing it to have more empathy for others. We're doing it to be encouraging to others. We're doing it to be encouraging. We're not using it to simply skip or bypass our own consequences for bad behavior, right? We're not using it as an out. We're not disassociating through the alter ego. It's not an alter ego, then it is disassociation. So we want to balance our true selves, right? That's why it's authentic. And we want to have examples. Confidence Charlie, encouraging Elizabeth. Those are not dysfunctional or inauthentic versions of ourselves. So remember, your alter ego is a tool. It's not a mask. You can maintain authenticity while using it to enhance your abilities and your confidence. So maybe you're really good at something and you're like, hey, guess what? Okay, confident Carla, it's time for you to make a phone call. Stick her on the phone. Make her close the deal. Happy Henry, smiling Sammy, encouraging Elizabeth. Just don't be RBF Frank, okay? No levity here tonight. Don't repeat that. RBF Frank. That was funny. Questions and answers. So we're at the end. A lot of data. I was afraid I wouldn't have enough to cover this evening. But man, some good stuff. Alter egos, man, they can be so good for us to break out of the mold. It can be so good for us to break free of things. It also helps us realize sometimes the things we focus on aren't so important. That we give things negativity and not just negativity, but I'm thinking sometimes I'll worry about something and then it doesn't even come true. So I don't know what category that would be, but I just worry about worrying. I worry about things that don't come to pass. That's the words I'm looking for. They never happen. They never materialize. They never do any of those things. But I worried about them. I gave them space in my emotions, my time. All that could have gone to my family. So alter ego has a lot of benefit in those areas of our lives. Again, alter ego is about building joy into our lives. It's about building quality relationships. It's practical. It's down to earth. And should leave you with better relationships. You have a power to be a superhero. So embrace your power, embrace that power, embrace your alter ego, and conquer the challenges that you thought were impossible. That is super authentic. Super authentic. So with that, if we have any questions, we'll put them in the chat before we go. Some good stuff tonight. Some good stuff. The link is working on the YouTube channel for the website. Just gonna put that out there. I don't know how well it's working, but it's working. I put it on there. No, it should be working. And show notes are on the website now, which is absolutely spectacular. You will get a confirmation email once you join the website, and in that email you have a link to Discord. And in your member site within the website, so inside on your member page in the website where you can get access to the files for show notes, there will be a link to Discord, and you can join Discord. So people that are in Discord, one of the benefits of being a member of the website and getting into Discord is a lot of times what we're going to do is we'll go over to Discord after the show, and then we do a post show. So we've got a chat over there. We've got a post show meeting, and we just kind of talk about this stuff and dive into it. You can bring your notes from this show, from the live, over to Discord, and we just kind of dive into it over there. So kind of a way to make something that's live and is personal, but it's very 2D, it's flat. And I think Discord is going to give us that three-dimensional interaction that is so important in so many of these things. We're just not talking to you. I'm not just orating to the world, but providing a place to go, okay, let's kind of dive into that. Let's talk about it. Let's flush it out. How can I be smiling Sammy this week when I go to the store and there's this grumpy lady at the store? I don't know, she hides in the bananas and she jumps out when I go by. Like, how do I overcome that and build a community around that? So we're excited. I'm excited. You're excited. You just can't tell me because I'm the only one with the camera. Updates for this week. I'm excited. Book club is 2 weeks out. Should I reveal the book club right now? Should I reveal the book? Oh man. Should I reveal the book? Okay, I'm going to reveal the book. I'm going to reveal the book. Not sure how I'm going to reveal the book. I have really enjoyed the depths of this conversation, perfectionism, and I think it's been just really good. I think there's some good personal growth conversations that have come out of it, and we're going to dive into, see if I can get a picture of it on my camera here. We're going to dive into book club. It's 2 weeks. That'll also be on the website. So if you want to join book club, links will be on there. I'm super excited about it. It's going to be in Discord. We have a live stage set up in Discord, so you don't have to have your face on for book club. Because I've done book clubs before, and I got to go to Zoom. I got to be in the office. But I just want something that's fun and on the go. It's lighthearted. It's easy. I want it to be easy. So that'll be in Discord. We're going to go with the perfectionist trap. That was my screenshot. That was my screenshot sound. I do my own sound effects now. It's what my alter ego does. I didn't say he was good at it, but I sent him in. Put him into battle there. Did you like it? Okay, we won't do it again. So I'm excited about book club 2 weeks. So that will be, let's look. I'm excited. Around the 19th, 20th, right in there. So book club. And we have the podcast, the Hero Hour. This is the BeBOLD Hour. That's the Hero Hour, where we have the interview. Podcast is launching that same week. So fully launched by the end of September, which has been pretty awesome. So we don't have, thank you. Chelsea said yes, drum roll. Okay, so I'm going to put that up there. See if I can put it up there. Yes, drum roll. Okay, so alter ego territory, in full disclosure. When my grandma passed the end of August, I had no idea how much, the end of July, last week of July. I had no idea the influence that she had on me in my life. And I had no idea how much the Belief Hero was really a component of her input into my life. Grandma was that person that no matter what you did, she had your back. She believed in you. No matter how bad it was, She believed in you. She's the only one in my life that no matter how bad it was, I could be robbing a bank in Hungary, and she'd be like, "Oh, I bet you did the most amazing bank robbery ever." That's like how she was my belief hero. And so, in launching the belief hero, we launched Instagram, Twitter, Threads. Okay, Twitter's marginal. Okay, it's fine. Don't judge. I put the wrong alter ego on Twitter. Okay. We'll make alter ego jokes the rest of the night. Instagram, Facebook launched this week. Facebook group launched this week. Discord launched. YouTube launched. Short form, long form, podcast, and book club in 45 days. So it's been pretty. It'll be 2 months. We'll call it 2 months, but pretty cool. So much support from everybody. So much support in getting it done. Super appreciate everybody. So I can't say thank you enough for everyone's time and support. Tons of friends and new friends on Instagram and Facebook sharing reels and sharing the content. It's been a really big deal. So thank you guys. All right. That leaves us to the most exciting part of the night, the outro screen. Are we ready for outro screen? We've got to be ready for outro screen. Oh, yeah. Outro screen. Here we go. Outro music. Doesn't get better than outro music and an outro screen. I feel like I'm spoiled. As we're going through your week, just stay encouraged. Alter egos will be an up and down process. It'll be a try and then a try again process. Just keep trying. Put that alter ego on the field. And you know what? One day you will be on that field yourself and you'll be like, where's my alter ego? And you realize, man, I could do this all along. It was in me all along. It was a part of me all along. But be encouraged. It is a trial and error a little bit. So have fun with it. Embrace it. Know that you are diving into who you are. And there is no way possible that could go south. At the very end of the day, you just found out a little bit more about yourself. Like that, there's nothing negative that can come out of that. And be authentic, be real. And above everything else, just continue to seek joy in your relationships. Build joy. Build loving relationships. Those will outlast any financial advancement, any goal setting, any of those things. Relationships, man, they will outlast everything. Those are the cream of the crop. Those are the things that allow us to not experience solitude and all of those very lonely things. So be encouraged. Some work next week. Momentum. We're going to take a week off from all the heavy stuff. Dive into momentum for a week before we start book club. Some cool stuff. And if you're on live and you're in the Discord, we'll be over in Discord after for the post show. Again, thanks everyone for your support. Share this with somebody that needs to hear it. Some of you would think would benefit. And we'll see you next week, 8 p.m.